The midnight train to Prague was a ghost. Elena sat in carriage 7, the only passenger in a sea of velvet seats. The flickering lights overhead pulsed like a dying heart. She clutched her briefcase, knowing the contents could topple a government by sunrise. The door at the end of the aisle hissed open. He didn't look at her, but he sat exactly 3 rows behind. The smell of antiseptic began to fill the cramped, windowless space. Elena's phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. Don't look back. He's not a musician. Her breath hitched. She checked the reflection in the dark window. The man was slowly unzipping the case. It wasn't what inside. It was the matte black of a rifle. She bolted. Her boots hammered against the floor as she sprinted into the next carriage. The train lurched violently, throwing her against the metal door. Behind her, she heard the rhythmic, heavy footsteps of a predator who knew his prey had nowhere to run. She reached the dining car, but the doors were locked from the outside. Trapped, she spun around, drawing a small glass vial from her pocket. "Stay back," she screamed. The man emerged from the shadows, his eyes cold and devoid of any human emotion. "The formula, Elena," he whispered. His voice was a jagged blade. "Hand it over, and your death will be painless. Keep it, and we spend the next 3 hours exploring your limits." He raised the weapon, the red laser dancing across her forehead. The train entered a tunnel, plunging them into total darkness. In that split second, Elena didn't run. She dropped to the floor and shattered the vial. A thick, purple mist exploded outward, smelling of ozone and ancient earth. The man fired, but the bullet missed. Cries of confusion erupted from the mist. It wasn't a poison, it was a sensory blackout agent. For 60 seconds, anyone inside the cloud would be blind and deaf. Elena moved by memory, counting the steps she had memorized from the blueprint of the train. She found the emergency manual release. With a grunt of effort, she heaved the lever. The floor beneath her feet buckled as the coupling snapped. Carriage 7 detached, sparks flying as it ground against the tracks, falling behind into the black maw of the tunnel. Elena stayed on the moving half of the train, watching the man's silhouette fade into the distance. He was trapped in the dark, miles from the nearest station. She slumped against the door, her lungs burning, the briefcase still gripped tightly in her hand. But the relief was short-lived. Her phone buzzed again. Same unknown number. Impressive move. "But did you check the seat under you?" She looked down. Taped to the bottom of her chair was a digital timer, glowing red. 009-008. Her heart hammered against her ribs. There was no time to disarm it. She looked at the passing scenery, a blur of jagged cliffs and the rushing Vltava River below. It was a choice between the fire or the freezing water. She didn't hesitate. She threw the briefcase toward the river and dived through the open door just as the explosion turned the night into noon. The force of the blast threw her through the air like a rag doll. The cold water hit her like a wall of concrete, swallowing her whole. 10 miles downstream, a hand broke the surface. Elena dragged herself onto the muddy bank, gasping for air. She was broken, freezing, and hunted, but she was alive. The briefcase was gone, but the microchip was still hidden in her hair. The real war was just beginning.